Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Leaf Rants. Round 2, Game 1 of the Florida Panthers versus the Toronto Maple Leafs went on tonight. And the Leafs won 5-4 throughout everything that happened. Had a big lead, kind of blew it. Sam Bennett doing very Sam Bennett things, and trust me, I will get to that. But I'd like to break down the game. Because this was a good game, and this was an interesting game that had interesting turns. So let's break down the game. First period. Oh, nerves are high. Second round for the Leafs. It's Mitch Marner's birthday. Happy birthday to Mitch. He had a son yesterday. They're undefeated since his son was born, by the way. Just so everybody knows. But Mitch Marner had a son yesterday. Came out having a great game. He's got that dad strength. And the Leafs take the win. And 33 seconds in, William Nylander decides, you know what? I'm him. And snipes the thing. 33 seconds in, William Nylander puts the Leafs up 1-0. What a start to this game. Seconds later, same shift. The Tavares line, another big chance. John Tavares in front of the net. Shoots it. Blocker save by Bobrovsky. Then Max Domi gets a penalty for talking to Brad Marchand, skating into him. I don't know how the hell that's a penalty. That's not in anything, but it's a cross-checking penalty, I guess. Like, watch back that play. Well, look at tic-tac-toe Mar. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. But whatever. The Leafs kill it off, and Florida only gets one shot on that power play. Big penalty kill there. And then McCabe absolutely destroys Kulikov in the ozone. What a hit by Jake McCabe. Talk about getting your body into it. Then, play in front of the net in the ozone finds its way to William Nylander, who's working in tight on one knee, snipes the thing over Bobrovsky's glove, and we're up 2-0. What a start by the Leafs. Completely dominating the first so far. Then the Leafs go to the power play, holding on McMahon. First power play of the game here. Let's go. Nyes, great screen in the ozone. He was looking amazing in front of Bobrovsky. He ended up being taken off the first power play later on in the game, but we'll get to that. Then the Leafs take a too-many-men power play. Or penalty, not power play. They take a too-many-men penalty because you can't have more than 5 skaters on the ice at a time unless you pull your goalie. But they didn't pull their goalie, and they were on the power play. So you cannot do that. But good try. Then Seth Jones scores on their power play through traffic and cuts the lead to 2-1. And you know what? If you're going to take a too-many-men penalty, you have to expect you're going to get bit in the butt for it, and they did. So move on with it. And that's exactly what they did, because 19 seconds later, Morgan Riley, Playoff Mo is here. Playoff Mo is real, and I am loving it. 3-1 on a 2-on-1 with John Tavares. Primary assist for Nylander, by the way. He had 2 goals and a primary assist in the first. Disgusting. Riley looks off Tavares and snipes it. And man, what a response, baby. 3-1. And then at the end of the first, Jake McCabe headed off to the room at the end of the period, and I was very scared. We later got confirmation he was just changing his skate blade, and everything is A-okay. And that's the end of the first. Leafs go into the locker room with a 3-1 lead, dominating Florida throughout basically the entire period. You got to feel pretty good about it. Then in the second, Anthony Stolarz on a Leafs power play sends an absolute dot of a pass from his own zone to find Morgan Riley at the offensive blue line right on his tape. What a pass by Stoley. That was gross. Then Chris Tanev, who else, makes it 4-1. And at this point, looks like the game is done for Florida. You're down 4-1. You've been heavily outplayed by the Toronto Maple Leafs. And then Sam Bennett, who has never done anything wrong, ever, elbows Anthony Stolarz in the head. And Stolarz goes down. He gets up, shakes it off, seems to be fine. And then he goes to the bench. And he's talking to Joseph Woll. And you don't really see what happens too much. He ends up throwing up. He has to leave the game. And Joseph Woll is in. But Sam Bennett doesn't get a penalty. He doesn't get anything for it. He made Anthony Stolarz throw up on the bench. And then we just got confirmation now. As of right now by Pierre LeBrun, Sam Bennett was not made available to the media post-game. They asked for him, but the Panthers PR said no. You know why? Because you're a coward. You elbowed him in the head. He had to go off on a stretcher. That's how he left Scotiabank Arena. On a stretcher. Are you kidding me? If this was Michael Bunting, man, he'd be done for the entire playoffs. But it wasn't. It's Sam Bennett. And you know what's probably going to come from this? Nothing. Do you think they're going to do something about it? Let's be honest. Do you really think they'll do something about it? Because everyone's been talking about the elbow. No one's even brought up. None of the big people like Elliot Friedman have even brought up suspension or anything for him. This could have been huge because Florida goes on to score 4 goals. Or 3 goals, sorry. 3 goals after this. Come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I understand it's the playoffs and you can't call everything. If you're going to call that stupid Max Domi penalty for talking and skating into Brad Marchand, I guess, if that's what you want to give it to, and you don't call this that injures the Toronto Maple Leafs starting goaltender, takes him out of the game, Florida goes on to score 3 more goals. Come on, man. That's an absolute joke. Oh, also, I didn't even talk about it. There's a super funny photo of Craig Berube. Sees the Max Domi penalty. I'll put it up on the screen right now. It's right here. I'm looking at it here. Look at him. He hits you with a... Oh, that shouldn't have been a penalty. No way. No way you don't call this on Bennett. And I get it. He's not a repeat offender. Oh, wait. He was fined $5,000 for cross-checking Michael Bunting in the face a couple years ago. Right. In the playoffs. Right. Maybe he has done a bit of stuff before. Oh, man. What? Is player safety not your entire thing? The NHL Department of Player Safety? You think this is safe? Elbowing a goalie in the head, causing him to throw up and leave the arena on a stretcher? That sounds pretty safe. Let's just let him go. If there's not, I don't know. Bennett with another oopsie. If there's nothing tomorrow, no fine, no suspension, nothing. If it's a $5,000 fine, that's a joke too. $5,000 for... He needs to be suspended. This is insane. This is diabolical. If he's not suspended, put Revo in and have his only goal to absolutely beat the living crap out of Sam Bennett. If they don't do anything about this series is going to get out of hand real quick. And that's what we expect when we play Florida, right? When it comes down to stuff like this, a couple years ago, Sam Bennett on Matthew Knies, uncalled, injures Matthew Knies. He only got to play 2 games in that series against Florida. Mind you, we lost in 5. But still, that's 3 more games we could have had Matthew Knies for. And we just didn't. No suspension, no fine on that either. So there you go, Sam Bennett. He still lost the game. But so apart from that, no, you know what? Let's keep talking about it. This is a great opportunity here for the Department of Player Safety to show that they care about headshots and just to prove that even though it's the playoffs, you can't just do stuff like this. So I'm anxious to see what they do tomorrow. Don't see how it's not at least a 1 or 2 game suspension. At least a fine minimum. At minimum. But now let's move on from that. I just want to say I have a lot of faith in Wall. One pretty bad goal went in. But other than that, I thought he was pretty solid. So let's move on to the third. Listerinen gets one for Florida from Lindell. Cross crease happen. You can't blame Wall for that one. Awkward play for Scott Lawton there in front of the net. He had no chance on getting it. No chance for Waller. 4-2. Cuts the lead in half. You take that and you move on. And then a couple minutes later, Wall gets cleanly beat over the glove. And just like that, it's 4-3. 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the third. And this is when I'm a bit anxious because Wall hasn't played in 18 days. Someone, I think it was McCabe, went crashing into Wall later on in the game. And your backup is Dennis Hildeby, which, not saying I don't like Dennis Hildeby. I have a signed photo of him. But is Dennis Hildeby really the guy you want to be playing against Florida in the playoffs in round 2? Not really. So you want to keep Wall healthy. But I believe in Wall. I think Wall will get his game settled. And Wall's been a really good goalie for us. And he's our future for goaltending. We have Stolarz next year, and then after that, it's Wall's net. So Wall really has... This can help Wall a lot. And this can help the team. And he's capable of doing that. And I genuinely believe in Wall. So let's break down the third. Then, after all of that, later on in the game, Mitch Marner, along the boards, finds a sliver of room to find Matthew Nyes for a clean breakaway. And Matthew Nyes goes in and makes no mistake, and it's 5-3, and you have an insurance marker. And that is very important because Matthew Nyes just scored the game-winning goal. Because even if you didn't know the Florida Panthers scored again, you knew they were going to score at least one more, right? Unless the Leafs got an empty netter. You figured they'd score one more. I did at least. And that's what they do. Sam Bennett makes it 5-4 with 1:53 left. Because even though Stolarz couldn't play in this game, Sam Bennett could. Love that. And then Matthews. And round the offensive center ice, in between the offensive blue line and the red line, or the center line, Matthews shoots it, and he misses the net he misses the empty netter. And I was shocked. The announcers were shocked. It was pretty funny. Everyone was shocked. Everyone thought Austin Matthews was going to score there, but he doesn't. And the Leafs hang on and secure the 5-4 win. And they win that for Anthony Stolarz, and Game 1 is done. My post-game thoughts. The Leafs dominated the first 40. Let Florida come back a bit in the third period, obviously. Just got to tighten that up a bit. Florida came out looking like a completely different team. And you can't let them do that, right? But the Leafs didn't give up, and that was really important for them. They stayed physical. They stayed up to their game. They didn't back down to Florida, which is really big for them. The power play needs to be a lot better. 0 for 5 in this game. And that's unacceptable. You can't have that. Matthew Nyes got taken off that first unit. Put Morgan Riley out there. Riley had a great game. I don't think Nyes was the problem. I think they're looking too cute, too many passes. Just shoot the puck. You're Austin Matthews. I'd like to see Willie use his one-timer more. I'd like to see, and if he's not going to, then put Matthews on that left side and just let him release a wicked wrist shot from over there. Why not? That's where Matthews had so much success early on in the power play. Or get him to start using his one-timer more, because you need to get him going a bit more. Let's be honest. He needs more goals. It's Austin friggin' Matthews. Nylander leveled up in this game. Amazing play from him. Great pace by the Leafs. Quick transition. Negated forecheck. Playoff Mo is real. Dirty elbow. Changed the game. Prayers for Stolarz. Hopefully he's okay. Having to leave Scotiabank Arena on a stretcher. He's definitely concussed. Hopefully it's nothing more than that, and he can come back and feel good, and Waller can have a couple games. We'll see how that goes, and if it doesn't go good, hopefully Stoley's back, and if it's going well, then give Stoley all the time he needs to recover, right? We physically didn't back down. And I just talked about that, but we really need to focus on that because the Florida Panthers are second in hits a game with 42.5 going into this or something like that. That's not an exact number, but it's over 40. That's insane. And the Leafs, we didn't back down at all. And usually we do, but we don't. So that's really good, and that's really key to being in this series and winning this series against Florida. Nyes. His legend status is growing. He hates Florida, so of course he gets the game winner. Too bad it wasn't Tampa, because I know he would light up that arena. But hey, Florida's just as close. 11 more. 5 down, 11 to go. Over a quarter now. Let's do it. I'm ready. But that's how the Toronto Maple Leafs win. That's how this game goes down. Pretty crazy game, I'll be completely honest with you. This is the first lead for the Leafs in a series beyond round 1 since 2002. They don't ask how, they ask how many. Also, from Friedman, if Stolarz had been pulled by a spotter, Wall is eligible for warm-ups. Wall didn't warm up, so it doesn't look like it was a mandatory pull. Obviously went off in a stretcher, so it's a little... But Matthew Nyes on the Bennett hit on Stolarz. Hopefully the league will handle it and take care of it and protect our players. Yes, exactly, Nyes. That's exactly. Couldn't have worded it any better. This is a big part for Department of Player Safety. Can't just have these oopsies going on forever. Now's the time. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please click like. If you really liked it, click subscribe. Always makes me feel pretty good. So Leafs take game 1. We have 11 more to go. No more oopsies.